One of the things that I have is one of the drum heads that Chad used in the making of Sound System.
Our last plaque that we got was for our cruises.
I'm Katie Darrell, and they are Nick and Peanut from 311. We have a game. It is called Rock and Tell, and basically it's show and tell. So it's basically Zoom show and tell for kids. But with you guys, we're going to do rock memorabilia, and I would love to kind of geek out on some of the things that you've saved over the years. So who wants to go first?
Take it away, Nat.
Take it away.
We're talking about sound systems so much, and I was cleaning out my hole of hell music closet that I thankfully off camera, just barely. But I found some things that I forgot that I had, and one of the things that I have is one of the drum heads that Chad used in the making of Sound System, and it's dated and it's weathered. You can see.
Oh yeah.
The angle, and it's just I don't know why I have it. I don't know why he gave it to me, but it's super cool, and I love that and he wrote the date on it. It was a magic time. It might have been peak 311,
right?
You know, after we had the taste of success with the Blue album, and then made Transistor our experimental album, which was for the fans who been with us the longest, and to maybe temper the new fans into our creative soup. And then we wanted to make an album for everybody in Sound System, so that's why it could possibly be us at the peak. So those sessions were so much fun, so much energy. We were hungry for it, still to capture the audience that we know was paying attention to us in a bigger way than we ever thought possible.
Cool. Do you have another item?
Oh my!
I'm greedy. I'm sorry.
Sure, I didn't like text Nick or anything to ask him what he was gonna do, but here's our triple platinum from the Blue album.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't see too many of these. I can't even fit it in the frame. I'm all backwards. There we go.
There it is.
Reflection.
It's upside down.
Super stoked.
And so, is this something that's usually hanging on your wall, or is it just leaning on the floor? What's the story on it?
This was in the closet of doom forever, and it needs to come out. It's so cool. I mean, this ain't gonna happen again, so you might as well enjoy the fact that it did. And my last thing is I've got a signed mirrored pickguard from Steve Harris that he wrote to me, and he says, "All the best, mate." Oh, he says mate. See, and he's English. There we go, full circle.
There we go.
I got this from a tech of ours that was working double duty.
Ooh,
I know, look at that. And was working for Iron Maiden, and he knew I was a big fan, and I got the pickguard from his bass that he used the whole tour, I believe. So pretty cool. And yes,
I'm glad you mentioned the band name, because I wasn't sure if everyone would know who Steve Harris.
Steve Harris, yeah. There's probably a lot of Steve Harrises in every city.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But this is the guy from Iron Maiden.
Perfect.
Thank you for listening.
All right. So it's Rock and Tell, 3 items. And what's next? What do we got?
Well, I'm going to talk about Transistor a little bit. Back when labels were a thing and stoking out radio stations, they would always try and come up with, gifts for promotional items that were created. Like we had a single called Lucky on Grassroots where they gave out weighted dice. So every time you'd roll it, it came up with a little 311 logo. I have those somewhere. But then on Transistor, they made 311 transistor radios.
Adorable.
So that's a very special thing to have. And speaking of Transistor, we got really into, it was around the time of trip hop, like Massive Attack and Portishead and stuff like that. So there was a lot of dub and trippy production in there. And I got this keyboard called the ARP Axe, which I got at a little used store for probably like $500. And this would have been the keyboard that was popular around the time of like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, which that's also a shout out to our first producer, Eddie Offer, that kind of prog rock thing. But I never could really make the keys work. And what I did was just move the... I would just move the sliders to make trippy noises and make it kind of like a theremin. So you can hear that all over the Transistor album. So as I was rummaging around what to talk about, I pulled that thing out, and I was at first I couldn't get it to make any sound because I haven't touched it in a decade probably. But then I kind of got it to work. I got to refamiliarize myself of how I did that. But so there's a little piece. And lastly, since we were talking, you don't really sell as many albums as you used to. Everything's moved to streaming and stuff like that. But our last plaque that we got was for our cruises. It says, to commemorate 6 successful sailings of the 311 Caribbean cruise. So the 6th man is the promoter that put these cruises together. That it's so much fun. It's such a gathering of such positive people, and we've had a ball doing them. Of course, the fate of cruising is currently on hold due to the coronavirus, but that was the last plaque that we got, and it was just a nice thing to have.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It was a pleasure to meet you. Huge fan of the music. Thank you for everything that you've done over the last 30 years.
Really enjoyed it. Thanks for having us.
Awesome.
Yep,
Talk to you later.
Hey there, thanks for watching Access TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know, just let us know what your favorite Access TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I'd like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.